Last episode, you heard David's favorite Panini case hits and inserts. Today, we take a closer look at my favorite case hits and inserts, but after this. Welcome back to another episode of the Hobby Bro Show. I am Chris, and he's David. The case hits and inserts we touched on in the previous episode are some of the top chase cards in the hobby. So I wanted to start with one that maybe not everyone's heard of because of the ever popular Kaboom that's found in this set. I wanted to start talking about the set Absolute and the insert Explosive. This insert is a bit more affordable compared to the Kaboom that's found in Absolute, but I kind of like this insert, David, just because of the way it looks, the cartoonish and comic book artwork look to it. Have you
Yep.
gotten a chance to see it before?
Yeah, you showed it to me a few times. It looks like the Kaboom, sort of, but a little less. Well, it obviously doesn't say Kaboom.
A
Duh.
little less flashy, right? I think it's a little
Yeah,
flashy, but
but
it
pretty cool.
is just as desirable of an insert. It may not have the same value behind it, but it is just as attractive as we just mentioned by its cartoonish look. Although it is secondary to the Kaboom, the prices for it, the value for it is still pretty good. It is hard to hit in the set, Absolute, but it's not impossible. I've been trying to chase after some of these inserts in Absolute. I've been unsuccessful, but there are quite a few available online.
Now, isn't Absolute? I feel like when I've heard Absolute, it's not the top. It's not a good set. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it's not the top set, not the most expensive set,
I
but
mean, I've seen their base cards, and they look pretty bad, I guess.
well, I don't know if about. Well, yeah, they're pretty plain,
They're
right?
pretty
And
plain. Yeah, there's
yeah,
nothing.
they advertise on the back of the box for the parallels. The parallels in hobby, especially, it's hard to tell that it's a parallel. If
Mm,
you've seen any of the breakers online opening hobby boxes of Absolute, you'll see that when they do end up with a parallel on a base card, it's almost impossible to tell because it's just a little bit of the card that's changed. So, for
like what?
example, if they have one of the parallels in previous years was like the red parallel, and all they had was a barely around the border of the card was a little red, so it was tough to catch. But
Really? That's what they did? Really?
yeah, hey, Panini's got to make their money some way, right?
They're making out their money for sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, it'll be pretty easy to tell when you hit a Kaboom or an Explode. Those
Of
definitely
course.
stand out. The second insert from the Mosaic set that I personally own a few cards of is the Stained Glass set.
Nice. Those
Now,
are good.
yeah, like the name kind of states, the cards are pictures of the player behind or in front of, I should say, a stained glass artwork. And I think it's an awesome idea, awesome concept. The Mosaic set, the base cards or some of the parallels can look like an actual mosaic piece of art. And the same with the stained glass cards. You have in the background what seems like the player is in a church. The stained glass reminds me of the churches that we were attending when we were kids or younger, right? Looking up and seeing all these beautiful colors, these bright colors, seeing the light shining through the colors and the art. And the same, no, not necessarily on the card, but the same idea and same design behind it.
Yeah, that's true. It very much makes the player look almost like they are at a church or sort of this holy figure,
Yeah,
as holy figures are on church stained glass. The cool part is it's super bright and vibrant, and it makes the player really pop. And I could definitely see why they are a valuable card. They look pretty sick.
I have a few of the Steph Curry stained glass cards, and
Wow,
like you mentioned a
graded?
minute ago,
Are they
it
graded?
just makes Curry stand out as this immortal or godlike player, right?
Well, he
They are.
is. He really is.
I think so. But they're like perfect. So, and I think the stained glass insert fits really well with the name of the set, Mosaic, right?
Yeah, but we don't know how hard they are to get because Panini doesn't announce it, right?
That's very true, especially with the inserts that you talked about last time that we touched on, and the ones that we're going to continue to touch on today. Panini doesn't release their odds, so you have no clue how many are made in total. You have no clue how hard it is to pull these or what the odds are in terms of the packs that you buy or the hobby boxes that you buy. So, yeah, you're right.
I've never
We
seen a
kind of
stained glass that's numbered either.
no, they do not. I've not heard of any stained glasses that are numbered. Unlike I believe when I just talked about the explosive just now, I believe some explosives could be. I don't know if they're numbered, but I believe there are parallels to them, like gold explosive. So I have to double check on that. I could be wrong, but I believe there are parallels for that. Stained glass, there are no parallels. It's just one card for the player or in the checklist.
I mean, they're not I mean, they're not common, but they're not. I mean, I see tons of them on eBay, stained glass.
Yeah, I don't think they're classified as case hits, but they are short print. They are
But
short
what
print.
about super short print? Ooh, I can't tell. We
Now I'm
don't
going
know.
to cheat a little bit with my next cards. It's not necessarily an insert, but an entire set, and that is the photogenic set. In fact,
Mm.
last week they just released the 24-25. I'm not sure if it was for football or for the NBA, but there was the new 24-25 photogenic release last week. This set, the base cards, even the common base cards look beautiful. They're all action shots, but not just your common normal action shots. I feel like these action shots are during special times, especially in a certain player's career. Not only that, the set is known for its photography. So I think that's
Mm.
what the popularity of the set comes from is the pictures, the unique
Duh.
inserts. For example, they have something called scrapbook, also snapshots, which of course again tie in really well with the name of the set. And then there's one that I believe is their case hit, super short print, called Shoe Game, which focuses
Mm.
on the players' different shoes that they wear, highlighting that.
That's weird to me. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, just because I could really care less about what shoes they wear. I mean, but anyway,
Yeah,
that's your opinion.
that is. There's a lot of people who pay attention to details like that on their favorite
Of course.
player or on certain players, right? Now another insert, and I don't know if these are super short print or short print, but something called championship feels. And I've seen a couple of examples of these. These are cards and snapshots, photos of the player just as they're celebrating their championship, NBA championship or NFL Super Bowl win. So I've seen a picture of Jokic surrounded by confetti all coming down from the ceiling around him. I've also seen pictures as well of other champions, such as Steph Curry, of course, um, in that insert as well. And they're numbered too. They can be numbered. They can have certain parallels to them as well, so making them even more desirable to the collectors. There's one card that I highlighted that talks or actually shows the famous Kawhi Leonard shot in Game 7 of the playoffs I believe it was the Eastern Conference Finals to
Against Philly, right?
allow them to advance to the finals against the Warriors. That moment is captured in a photogenic card. So I think
But,
those are especially unique. And
well, it's cool because it's like an iconic moment
exactly.
of either a player's defining career or maybe just an iconic moment of sports. Like I don't know if they have. I don't know if they have one of the Michael Jordan Game 6 shot
I
against the
don't know
Jazz.
actually. But
I mean, that would be
honestly,
the best. That would be the coolest one if it was like a one of one.
that'd be
People
a
could
great
totally use
card.
that. Panini, if you do that, that's totally my idea, by the way. I don't know if they're gonna
Copyright
do it.
it. Copyright it now.
Right, you're right. But I feel like it is cool cards, but my cards, for me personally, are the ones where I don't see other players. So I know in these photogenic, you see like the audience, right? You can see You can see other players standing by watching, right?
Very true.
That's just but yours is more like game, in-game card, I guess.
Yeah, and the inserts you're talking about, which again you touched on in the last episode, they are higher end inserts. They can be more valuable, harder
Oh.
to hit when you open packs and hobby boxes.
Yep.
But again, like you said, it is based on people's opinion. No, I'm still gonna cheat with my next one too, and that is an unlicensed product. Well, at least until the next season of football and the upcoming season of basketball in the winter this year and next year, 2026, and that is the Topps Midnight Set. I think
Mm.
this one is another awesome concept or foundation theme for the cards. And these are lunar inspired. So a lot of things with the moon, the sky. You have inserts such as moonbeam, moonrise, lunar tide, night
Mm.
ball, midnight. These cards again have kind of a darker theme to them.
Oh,
So you have a darker background. The bordering I've noticed on the Topps Midnight card. If anyone is familiar with the Topps Chrome set for baseball and the unlicensed for football and basketball, the bordering is kind of similar around the outsides, the kind of oval bordering that they have. So that's kind of similar to some of the other top sets they have. But it's just a very unique set in terms of also the autographs and rookie jersey
mm.
autographs. They have different um, I would say levels to those autographs and rookie jersey autographs and parallels on their base cards. So it starts with obviously the more common inserts, and then they have numbered, which are less common and harder to pull. Then they have another parallel, again, numbered a little bit less, and again, harder to pull. And so on. And they even have one-on-ones as well. So if you're looking for a decent valuable, awesome looking set that's still unlicensed, I highly suggest Topps Midnight. And I know, Davey, you've also had a chance to look at some of them too. And I don't know if you like these because they don't have action, or they are action shots, but in the background, you don't have the audience. You
Yeah, it's
don't
like
have
piece of artwork. It's like a
players.
piece of artwork. It's dark, which is cool, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The moon. It would be kind of cool if it was like a rising sun or something like that, but it is called moon,
Yes,
moon.
yes.
So, or midnight, I mean. And so, I mean, yeah, it's sort of a preview of hopefully what Topps will create when they create more artistic cards, which is what I like. So it's cool. But and the thing you're telling me too is that the jerseys, the memorabilia that they wear, they actually wear them, right?
Oh, yes. Thanks for, yeah, that's a good reminder
Well,
to,
but it's also a trick because it's not game worn, as you were saying. It's
yeah.
just you can have the sweat or the skin follicles of Jaden Daniels card if you want, but it's not like you're getting his game week 5 jersey that he wore.
That's very true. Older sets, you might be able to find that game worn stuff. Next year, when Topps does
Well,
have the license, I don't know if they will include game worn memorabilia or if it'll just be continue to be player worn. But that is a big difference between Panini and Topps. It's something
and
to
it's
kind of
pretty
look out
it's
for.
pretty funny when you said that they just make them wear the jersey, put it on, and then take it off, and they can say, "Oh, it's game, it's player worn."
It is player worn. I mean, technically, if you think about it,
Technically,
yes,
but not
true.
game worn.
Again, card companies trying to get any money they can out of us, any way
That's
they
true.
can try to sell the product to us. Hey,
Yep,
it's worked. It's worked, and at least it's been in the hands of the player and not just
that's
some
true.
random jersey that they found that has the same color as the player's team. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Panini's definitely kind of not ripping us off, but kind of leading us on, thinking, "Oh, this is some game worn." You have to really read the fine details, turn it over. Oh, this is not associated with this player or any game or anything like that.
Yep, yep. So, like you mentioned in an earlier episode, people do your research. Make sure you take a look at the back of that card. If it's a piece of memorabilia, you want to be sure. If it's player worn, if it's game worn, or if it's just not associated at all, But it's up to you.
But
Up
doesn't
to you.
Panini? I feel like Panini only, for especially for rookies, only does not associated with this player.
Well, there's a reason why. Think about it.
Yeah,
When these sets come out early in the season, or even before the season has begun, there's no chance for the
of course,
rookies to even wear anything game worn.
that's true.
Now they can wear so that they have the player worn memorabilia right on the
Yeah,
back of the card. They can do that.
maybe the practice squad jersey that would be cool.
Or training camp jersey, exactly.
Training camp jersey.
So check out some of those sets. Topps Midnight, Absolute. Look, try to pull the explosives. Look for in Mosaic stained glass. And next, well, actually, I don't know if Panini has um, said when this new set will be released, but I did want to touch on a new set that is coming out very soon. And I believe it is, I want to say it's a debut of this set. I don't
Mm.
think Panini has had this set before. It's called Silhouette.
Ooh,
And in this set, you are getting 16 total cards per box. Now, usually, when you hear that number of cards being quite low coming in a hobby box or in any kind of box, the price might be quite high because less cards means there's going to be less common, less base cards included. So I'm assuming there's going to be more hits in the box, more memorabilia cards, more autograph cards that you can pull. In fact, it mentions on average, 8 memorabilia / autograph cards. So that could be a combination, any combination of memorabilia and autograph cards. Not guaranteed to get 4 and 4, but
yeah.
they do guarantee you get at least about 8 memorabilia or autograph cards.
So half the
Now,
cards in the box will be pretty good.
there should be some hits in there.
What if it's just a bad player though? What happens
That's
then?
that's the risk that you take.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's why when you buy a box or you're going to buy a box, check the checklist for that set. That will tell you all the players that are in the common cards available. And that will list all the players who are in a certain insert. It'll also list all the players who are or who have autographs in the set too. So that
Mm.
you have an idea of who you could possibly get. But again, the odds, you don't know what the odds are of getting this player or that player, this insert or that insert. Now, what makes Silhouettes so different also is that it's a compilation of current and past sets. So you'll see inserts from other sets you've seen before. You will see memorabilia cards that look similar to memorabilia cards from other sets.
Like what?
For example, some of the super short prints Gala, White Knight, and in the last episode you touched on Vanta. That is
Mm.
also a super short print and chase card in Silhouette as well. So it's I feel like since Panini is losing their license this year, they are kind of putting all their chips in the bag right now and bringing out all their sets
Well,
that
that'd
they
be
can.
smart if they're gonna, about to probably lose out on some money. Then get it all out the door as much as you can. All these people chasing.
So I think this is why they came up with the silhouette set, so that they can combine some of the other insert cards that they have not been able to put out to the public and include it in this silhouette set. So something to keep your eye out for in the coming weeks. Panini will, I'm sure, send out some more information about a release date so that we have an idea and we can kind of prepare. But those are some of the things I wanted to touch on because those are some of my favorites, and hopefully with Topps Midnight becoming popular in the next few months.
Well, what's cool about the Topps Midnight, you said, is also the players who don't sign for Panini, sign autographs, they sign Topps Midnight. So, like, you can't get a Jaden Daniels autograph through Panini or a Caleb Williams. It's through Topps. So I've seen Topps Midnights of autos with players who you don't normally see on Panini. So if you're looking for a Chase Daniels, Jaden Daniels rookie autograph. Yeah, you're not gonna go to Panini. You got to go to Topps.
So that's kind of the sacrifice you have to make right now. And surprisingly, well, I guess I shouldn't say surprisingly because especially Caleb Williams. You said Jaden Daniels too. I mean, those are the top players in the NFL. Same case in the NBA. Some players do not sign with Topps. They only sign with Panini, vice versa. So again, do your research. Know which players are available in which set. There is some news in the hobby though.
Sure.
Card vending machines have started to become popular. In fact,
I've never
card
seen one.
vending machines first started along cruise ships and in shopping malls. But lately, they've been adding card vending machines to airports. Why not just hang out, rip some packs while you wait for your flight? Genius idea. In these vending machines, you got blaster boxes, mega boxes, packs available. The only thing that's not available is hobby boxes. So all
Okay.
retail. You will find some specific card vending machines that do have individual graded cards as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Now it's kind of
Is
like
it-
on the go.
How does it work? Do you just, like any vending machine, put in $100 and then it'll. Well,
Exactly.
I wonder if like when it's coming down and it like falls into the thing, and after you click the buttons, like does that? I wonder if that fall will make a 10 PSA 10 become an 8 because all of a sudden the corner.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
I wonder how they how does the vending machine give it to you? Like hopefully it doesn't fall from the thing and from the claw thing or whatever, but the thing that holds
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah,
And it
I
falls
mean,
and then,
from what I've read about it, the operation of the machine is just like the other vending machines for certain prizes that you find at arcades. So yeah, you're right. It does have like a claw that will grab the item that you've selected, and I believe it will. I don't know if it'll drop it though.
I hope not.
Maybe it's more like those soda vending machines where it's a little bit more stable and the product is delivered to you in a little bit more
Really? You
of
think
a.
soda machines are more stable? I feel like they always just drop.
There's some that will actually like grab the item, come back down, and then gently bring it down to the little hand opening for you to grab. But I don't
Well, I
know. It's
guess
interesting. There's
you're a
one.
vending machine expert.
I believe the one that I read about was located in, I want to say, the Texas area.
Yeah,
I
I think you said
believe.
Texas. I think you said Texas.
Yeah, Texas, I believe.
Well,
So,
Texas is innovative, I guess. They know what they're doing.
I mean, it's another way for the Panini and Tops to make their money.
I mean, that's
Another
smart. I
location.
agree. When you're bored at the airport walking around, it'd be like, oh, let me just see this what I can pull, and oh my gosh, I just pulled this really cool card, and then you're happy on your flight.
Yeah, yeah. So they're gonna continue to pop up in other airports, I imagine, and they've said that they're going to be adding card vending machines to other public locations as well. So they're kind of in the process of researching the best locations. So we'll see.
Schools, put them in schools. That would be funny.
I mean, remember we had the idea of bringing kind of a, I want to say like a they have those
On the
mobile
road,
trucks,
yeah,
right?
on the road card show to like different sporting events.
Yeah, right. And bring the hobby to the people. Bring the hobby to kids.
Bring the hobby to the people.
Yeah, I like that. So the hobby's changing. The way people buy cards is changing, and I imagine it's going to change quite a bit in the next few years. Well, to kind of wrap up, David, we've talked about quite a few inserts and sets. Do you have any last words for our listeners and our viewers?
Well, speaking of panini, definitely pretty hungry for a panini sandwich. But
It's a
other
little
than that,
early.
I don't have any last words. What
Well,
about you? What are your last words before we say goodbye?
my last words are the sets that, or the inserts that we touched on last episode. Those are as quite valuable on the hobby and can be quite expensive to chase after.
Definitely.
The sets and inserts that we've touched on today, still just as desirable, but you won't be breaking the bank to chase after some of these cards.
They're less expensive.
In terms of value, they're not as valuable. However, they still are considered chase cards, short prints.
Oh, you'd be super happy to get one or to open a pack and find an explosive or a really cool photogenic for sure.
Definitely. You can definitely market it and definitely get some interested buyers for sure. if you're lucky to pull it. So again, do your research, people. Look at what you want. Try to understand the set. Try to understand what you can pull. And good luck. Next episode, we will dive deeper into the hobby and we will discuss more of these different cards that we find in our hobby. Till next time, keep the hobby alive, and we will see you in the next episode.
See
Bye-bye.
ya.